It's not normal, bruh. It's not normal. I'm gonna need everybody to snap out of it. Stop trying to make 2 incomes, 3 incomes, multiple streams of income normal. It's not. It's not. Capitalism is just winning.
Hello everyone, this is Emmanuel Cook. We will be reacting to a new video today, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's get into the video.
I think you should be able to win capitalism. I've been saying this for years to my friends. I think there should be a threshold, and when you hit that threshold, congrats, you win. You can work to maintain that threshold. Let's say it's $1 billion. Who needs more than $1 billion? You can work to maintain that threshold and keep yourself at $1 billion, but everything above $1 billion that you make gets taxed at 100% and redistributed. Because then you can still, it's still a capitalist society, but there is a point. There's an end point. It's bruh, you win, it's done.
I was thinking about capitalism the other day and just how it is at the core of all my problems that I have in my life. All of the issues, majority of the issues that I have is because of capitalism. I don't get why it's so normalized to work a full-time job, not be able to afford a house, barely afford groceries, too scared to turn on the heating in the middle of a fucking winter, unable to save, consistently freaking fatigued because all you're doing is living your life around work. Fair enough if we got something out of it, but we don't get anything out of it. And there's no support there's barely any support when you have kids too. You got to figure that out, that shit all by yourself. Everything's about money, and it's just money, 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 money. And it's exhausting because that's all the world cares about. It's all about money. Every single thing. We're chasing infinite growth on finite resources. It doesn't even make logical fucking sense. None of it makes any fucking sense. And it's just literally the cancer of the world. It's just cancer.
$3.25. That's how much it cost my brother to see a doctor last week when we were on vacation in Mexico. He had a medical issue arise and someone said, "Oh, you can just go to the local pharmacy and ask to see a doctor." So that's what he did. He didn't have to have an approval first. He just walked in, got an appointment, was seen for about 15 minutes, and was charged $3.25, having absolutely no insurance in Mexico. Then the doctor gave him 3 different prescriptions, which cost $35. So the whole thing costs less than $40. As you know, in the United States, seeing a doctor without insurance would cost a minimum of $200, and God only knows how much the prescriptions would cost. Could be up to $1,000 or more. This is highway robbery. This is capitalism.
So I know that rugged individualism is what our capitalist overlords want from us because it makes them the most money, and trust and believe the last thing that I want to do is whatever our capitalist overlords want me to do. However, I'm 34 years old now, and having gone to school or worked full-time my entire adult life, I've just always felt like I did not have any leftover energy left to build community or to invest in those kinds of things. And of course I blamed capitalism and rugged individualism for that, but there wasn't much I felt I could do about it. The issue I'm struggling with going forward is actually that, maybe I do have some energy left over now. Unfortunately, the majority of you are just awful. I fear we might have gone too far. People are terrible. I don't know how to get around it. I'm not trying to be glib, but why are people so awful? I just don't.
Everything is commodified in America. And if you are someone who spends a lot of time on social media, you probably feel pressured to monetize every single one of your hobbies. It's hard to just see a hobby as a hobby. Capitalism has us constantly thinking about money, which is natural. But money being such a motivating factor makes it hard to present an authentic self and to actually live in the moment and value people for people, even to see ourselves as human. I was a huge reader as a child, and I got back into reading when COVID started. And I saw a TikTok recently about how this girl makes money from reading, and I thought, I'm going to do that too. And she shows you all the steps of what she did. But as I was applying, I felt this sick feeling in my stomach, just a feeling that I was going to lose my love for reading if I did this. So being aware that capitalism and other factors are the core of this, how do I proceed from there? What comes next? To be frank, I don't know. Aside from building more awareness and having conversations like this, I truly don't know what to do from here. What do you think?
One of my many grievances with late-stage capitalism is that you can't trust reviews anymore. I think the option to buy reviews should be completely banned. I don't think that we should be able to do that because I can't trust what's real and what's not anymore. I used to be able to scour through Amazon reviews and truly know whether a product was going to be garbage or not. Now, half of them look like they were written by bots. I can't tell what's real and what's not. I bought an electric shaver the other day from Amazon. It was like 4.6 stars. It had thousands of reviews. I tried to find ones that I thought were real and I was like, okay, I'm going to go for it. It's the worst product I've ever purchased in my entire life. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. That's not hyperbolic. It was the worst thing I've ever purchased on Amazon. And I don't even leave bad reviews ever. I don't leave reviews, period. I'm a review reader, not a review leaver, you know? And I went and I wrote, this is the worst product I've ever bought from Amazon. I genuinely feel like I can't trust reviews anymore because all the reviews were glowing. This is the best thing ever. It's such a close shave. It fucking sucked. So now I'm just like, you can't even rely on what people are saying in the reviews anymore. How do we know what's real? Because they're just being bought. They're just being bought. We don't even have like genuine testimonials anymore as far as what's a good product. We're tricked into buying things by these fucking companies buying good reviews. It's just bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit.
One of the worst things about capitalism is how much it alienates and isolates us from ourselves, from other people, and from that which we believe in. According to a 2019 poll, almost 25% of millennials reported having 0 friends. In 2017, the Surgeon General Vivek Murthy reported that there was a loneliness epidemic in America, and that was before the COVID-19 epidemic. And lastly, a recent study revealed that loneliness is worse for you than smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And all of this, as so many problems in our society, can be traced back to capitalism. In a capitalist system, your job is at the center of your life. You're expected to be self-sustaining because you are a cog in a greater machine. As a result, people typically don't have time to see friends and family. Additionally, capitalism and free market thinking in general is highly suspicious of organized groups of people. Over the last 200 years or so, we've witnessed the steady erosion of collective groups and communities that used to exist. Karl Marx takes it one step further and argues that capitalism alienates us from ourselves. He argues that the worker invariably loses the agency to determine their own action. They lose the ability to define their relationships with other people and also to have like true ownership over the goods that are crucial to survival. In a capitalist system, we are perceived, again, as cogs in a machine. We are parts of a greater whole to which we must be subservient. This creates a profound feeling of alienation and disconnection from the self and from others. And the consequences are staggering. As we know, the opposite of addiction is connection, right? A massive contributor to the problem of addiction is isolation. And what's the solution? It's to gather in a group of people. And whether that's in AA or Smart Recovery or rehab or any of these other communities, hey, the solution invariably involves connecting with other human beings in a close-knit circle in which you can truly discuss your genuine feelings. But I would take it one step further and argue that not only addicts and people who are in serious crisis need communities of that sort. We all do. It's common parlance in the rooms of AA and other groups like that to hear people say, wow, I wish everybody in the world had a program like this. And the truth is, we used to. We used to have really robust communities and neighborhoods and unions and organizations. I personally believe that one of the reasons we're seeing such a sharp rise in mental illness and addiction is because of this isolation. So I'm outing myself. I tend to isolate. I'm trying to make a concerted effort this year to really reach out to other people and get involved in communities, and I hope that you will too. Let me know how you connect with others in the comments below.
I became radicalized against capitalism as a system actually not that long ago. It was around this time last year.
So I had just been out of work for a week straight because I was sick. Little did I know at the time it was COVID. And I started to feel like I really need to go into work because the optics of the situation looked bad. I'm a college professor. I haven't been in for a week. My classes have been running virtually. And we got explicit messages that if we're doing in-person classes, they need to be in person. We can't run them virtually. I'm feeling a little bit better. I get out of bed. I go to work. But during the work day, I have this intense abdominal pain. Like, worse than I've ever felt in my life. I push through the workday. I'm there until 5 o'clock. And the second I get off, I call my husband and tell him he needs to come get me and take me to the hospital. I need to go to the emergency room. Now, if I'm feeling this intense of pain, why did I continue to stay at work? Why didn't I immediately leave and go to the emergency room? Capitalism. So anyway, I go to the emergency room. I find out my gallbladder is trying to kill me. I need to get wheeled in for emergency surgery. And you know the first thing that I asked the doctor? How long do you think I'll be out? Because I should probably let my boss know. Excuse me, what? I'm having surgery for the first time in my life, and my initial thought is I need to let my workplace know how long I'm going to be out. And then immediately I get set up with a little nice room at the hospitalized. I'm hospitalized, right? I'm hospitalized. The first thing I do is tell my husband to go get my laptop so I could send emails to my classes and my students and my boss and all the people who need to know that I'm going to be in the hospital for this emergency surgery. My priority should have been my health. Instead, my priority was my work. And then the icing on the cake is that my student evaluations that semester were all about how I stopped coming to class at the end of the semester and I just stopped showing up. No context, no information about being hospitalized, so I literally physically couldn't be there. No context about getting emergency surgery, just that I couldn't be bothered to show up to class at the end of the semester. After that, I pretty much was like, there's a problem. This is a huge problem. And that's how I became radicalized against capitalism. I had what felt like a near-death experience.
It's because of capitalism. And I know I sound like a broken record, and this has been said a million times before, but capitalism is the root of all problems. This one specifically, why can't we let people enjoy things? Is because under capitalism, all activities must be monetized. All activities must have upward progression. And if you have achieved that somehow, like knowing more about a subject or having a successful art career, then you've earned the right to shove that in other people's faces and demean them because they haven't capitalized on their hobby enough as much as you. They don't know as much about it. It is literally the capitalization of enjoyment, of time, of information. If your goal is not to be the best or to make a lot of money doing something, it's deemed as less respectable. Oh, your cute little hobby. Oh, that's sweet. You like to crochet. What are you gonna do with that? Oh, you don't know this band? How could you not possibly have this information already? And what's funny is that on the other side of it, people who have that money and have that knowledge are also demonized. They sold out. They're a know-it-all. So people who do have a lot of information and knowledge and excitement about their hobby also suffer. It's almost like dismantling capitalism is all around good. It irks me. Just let people do things for no reason at all. Let people exist. It's already hard enough in the system we live in. Be excited for people. Be gentle with yourself. Call people out when you have to. Call them in when you can. And have fun. Do what you like. And if someone makes you feel bad for that, fuck them. You're doing great. Thanks for listening to me ramble.
A quick reminder, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And let's continue the video.
I am so tired of having to participate in capitalism. It is literally ruining my life, and not even in a way that it's like, oh, a pity party, or you can't just figure out how to make money. Or no, figuring out how to make money is not the problem. It's the chunk of my life and chunk of my brain space and chunk of my heart that I could otherwise be dedicating to other things that I have to think about, how am I going to make money? How am I going to sustain? It's miserable. Because if you have a 9-to-5, right? I love 9-to-5s. I will never talk bad about 9-to-5s. You have a 9-to-5, right? That's 9 to 5. That is 8 hours out of your day. And then before the 9 to 5, you have to prepare for the 9 to 5. And then after the 5, you're too tired to do your own life. You got one day, because Friday you left work. That's not the fucking weekend. I don't care what anybody says. And then Sunday, you spend all day prepping for Monday. You get one day out of your fun. Stop that. Stop. Hey, stop, son. You itchy? Okay, anyway, hold on. Like I was saying, you get 1 day out of your fucking week to take care of yourself. And then everybody's like, oh, you got to be an entrepreneur. You got to invest. Being an entrepreneur is not for everybody, one. And number two, being an entrepreneur ain't that much fucking easier. It's not that much easier, because I know entrepreneurs that go months without making money. I know business owners that go years, calendar years, without turning a fucking profit. That shit is difficult. It ruins your life. It ruins your self-esteem. Trying to figure out like, oh, did I even do the right thing? Did I just fuck off all my money? Did I just fuck off all my time? Did I just disappoint people who invested in me and believed in me and dedicated time? And then people are like, oh, well, with content creation, like, oh, you just got to be consistent. You just got to be consistent. You just got to be consistent. That ain't the same for everybody. Depending on what kind of content you make. It's been months where I've made buku dollars, and it's been months where I've made no dollars. Why? Because none of this shit is constant. But you know what's constant? These fucking bills. You know what's constant? Oh, I gotta worry. Well, I don't worry about student loans because I'm not gonna pay them. But some people have to worry about student loans. I have to worry about family members that need things. I have to worry about taking care of this dog that's in my home. I have to worry about the fact that nothing seems to be going down price-wise. Groceries don't seem to be going down. Rent is out of control. Rent is like 30% of my income. I wish I had this income now in like 2016 when I was in my early 20s, and everything was, my rent was like $700. My rent was like $800 maybe. It's all too much. And then you have these conversations and you get people in the comments that are super disingenuous, like, I found the key to making money and I'm so happy because I found the key. But then when people become rich, they become well off, all they fucking talk about is money, and you're not even a whole person anymore. You're not even a whole person because your whole identity is having money and having one capitalism. And I don't want to be that either. I don't want to be a person that now all I talk about is generational wealth and black excellence and money, money, money. And this is how I did my stocks, and this is my EFTs and my Bitcoin. And it's all too much. I just want to go on vacation. I just want to sleep on the beach. And all my time is dedicated to think about money. I'm sorry, I had to get that off. I just hate it.
It is not normal for us to work 3-4 jobs, even 2 jobs. You know, it's like really overworking at that point. It's not normal at all, especially in this capitalist system. We have to do that just to survive. We have to work extra just to survive. And it's like, that is so unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Working 60 to 100 hours per week is super unhealthy, but most of us have to do that. So my question is, when is that going to end? When will we be able to afford life on one job again? Will we ever get back to that point? Is it even possible at this point? Let me know in the comment section down below.
Is this coming from somebody whose personal coping mechanism, distraction, professional time wasting mechanism is social media? Social media is completely distracting us from all the things that are wrong in our lives. And there are so many things that are wrong in our lives. But we think we can figure out a problem by just Googling it. And then we find the answer. And then we go down this rabbit hole of thinking every answer that we find is the right answer until eventually we realize we've gone through like 1,000 different answers to the same question, and none of them have solved our problem. Social media is just this endless stream of information and entertainment, but it's not the information we need. Like, especially Americans, like, we have a lot of problems, so many problems in our lives. We are essentially just slaves to the system that we live in. It's a dangerous system. It's a classist, racist, everything-ist system. There's only like a handful of people for whom the system actually works. Like, there's only a handful of people that this whole system benefits, and the rest of us are scrolling social media and Googling the symptoms of a migraine and wondering why we carry so much tension every day, and why we're so angry and why our anger is our fault, instead of just directing that anger at the place where it should be directed. And that's those few people who have completely gaslit us into being slaves of the system, and working towards a dream that will never happen, and giving up our lives to fund the vacation homes of somebody that we'll never meet. Social media is just filling our minds because as soon as you turn that off, you turn off your phone, you shut your laptop, like it just gets quiet and you realize this is like kind of a nightmare.
I think one of the most surreal parts of existence in this dystopian-ass, late-stage capitalistic hellscape that we all exist in is talking to other people who are fully convinced that, like, this is the best. Especially in America. The propaganda around America being the best and the land of the free is so strong that people genuinely believe that freedom is the ability to choose between 70 different brands of toothpaste or shampoo. Anyway, I'd prefer freedom that allows me to quit jobs or leave situations that are abusive or no longer serve me without worrying about things like, I don't know, losing my healthcare. I guess the most relevant example right now is every time I talk about what's happening in Gaza and Palestine, I have people say, well, just go to Gaza. They'll treat you horribly over there. And it's like, do you think that we're treated great here? In America, I'm not treated good. Are you being treated good? It's weird because it's been both simultaneously a ploy to get you to shut up about the problems in your own home, but also to get you to shut up about the things that are going on in other people's homes. Like this actual genocide. They're like, well, shut up about it because if you went there, you'd be dead too. And it's like, yeah, that's why what are y'all on? Like, what are y'all on? I fucking swear to God, because I feel like I'm just walking around here like I'm fucking crazy, and y'all out here with your Starbucks and your hoop-de-doop, this is fine. Like, what?
The older I get, the more I realize that highly intelligent people are not the ones that are going to be the most successful in a hyper-individualist capitalist society, because a capitalist society does not value intelligence or uniqueness, it values conformity.
I'm becoming convinced that the nuclear family is just individualism disguised as community care, because I don't think that the nuclear family is inherently beneficial or good or correct or loving in its makeup. I think at the end of the day it prevents us from fully investing in our communities. It focuses our attention on ourselves and our home and those who are like us and what we own, and it emphasizes the desire and the need for us to consume. And then I think about film and TV and how often public opinion is shaped by it, and how 93% of women who are murdered are killed by somebody that they know. But you wouldn't know that watching film or TV. It's all Law and Order, random attack in a park, or a serial killer. And I think about how that is a distraction, and how the nuclear family in film and TV is a distraction and a tactic that can be utilized by the patriarchy to keep women and queer folks from self-actualizing to create the world that they actually want to live in.
If you feel like life is just not working for you, you need to start prioritizing rest over productivity. There's a such thing as hurry sickness that is affecting our entire culture, but especially millennials and Gen Z. Hurry sickness is the chronic sense of urgency or running out of time. And the way our capitalistic society is set up, we are always feeling like we need to do things in the most productive way. Social media is set up to where we can get a week's worth of news in less than 30 seconds. AI makes it to where we can write entire essays within minutes. And there's really no reason to read anymore because you can just learn new things by scrolling. But this level of convenience is very dangerous to our well-being because we always feel like we need to be doing something productive. We don't even like doing activities like slow reading or strolling through the park because we feel like it's not the best use of our time. I'm running out of time on this, but whoever sees this, I hope you know that you are a divine being who deserves rest and slowness.
Y'all want to know a trick how to survive late-stage capitalism? Let me show you. Hope that helps.
I appreciate you guys watching the video today. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.